Hidden in the boxes around me, I have the 5 worst possible case scenarios for UFC 307, and we're jumping right into it because the first one is simply Alex Pereira gets slept by Khalil Rountree. This will be an emotional torment for a vast majority of us fans. And on top of that, it'd be like really bad for the sport because Alex Pereira, I would say, is the biggest star in the UFC right now. He's had this great rise to the top. And to see the most undeserving title challenger of the year lay him out would be essentially heartbreaking. Khalil Rountree's biggest win is Anthony Smith, and now he's jumping up to fight against Alex Pereira. This was simply an availability title shot, not the actual next best guy in line. There's already a fight laid out. It's Ankalaev versus Pereira. Simply put, Ankalaev needs to get through Rakic, who I'm expecting him to, and then he's going to be in that Alex Pereira fight. If Rountree comes out and starches Alex Pereira, it kills the fight with Ankalaev. But on top of that, it also kills some amazing scenarios where we get a super fight between Alex Pereira and Tom Aspinall up in the heavyweight division, especially with a high likelihood double retirement fight between Stipe and the current champ John Jones. This could easily be a fight in 2025, but with a loss to Khalil Rountree, it's done for. There's also the death of the potential GOAT status that Alex Pereira has. Because if he's knocked out by Rountree, even if they did a rematch and he beats him a second time, there's going to be some substantial doubt around his chin, and taking 2 bad knockout losses in the UFC, for me, is going to hurt that potential GOAT status. Now, Alex Pereira has discussed, hey, I want to drop down to middleweight after this fight, win or lose. Personally, not a fan of it. Let middleweight do its own thing, Alex. Let's focus on light heavyweight. Let's focus on getting right through Rountree. And then 2025 Q1, we need to see this damn Ankalaev fight, assuming Ankalaev can beat Rakic. Now, if somehow Rakic goes there and knocks out Ankalaev, shit, we might be seeing Rakic versus Alex Pereira. Or we're seeing Alex Pereira jump up in weight and fight the newly crowned and granted world champion Tom Aspinall, who's currently got that interim belt. But I'm assuming that if Jones or Stipe retires, they're just going to promote him to being the actual undisputed champ. But he's going to need a big title defense in the first one, and that has to be Alex Pereira. What are they going to do? Run it back. Pavlovich versus Tom Aspinall. What are we going to do? Volkov versus Aspinall, maybe Cyril Gane. I know Cyril Gane's fighting at UFC 310 against Volkov, and I will come to the assumption that's the UFC's backup plan if the perfect world of Alex Pereira running through Rountree and maybe the likelihood of then Gane beating a Volkov leads to the first title fight for Aspinall being Gane. The next one would surely be a Pereira who's coming off a dope knockout win of Magomed Ankalaev. The problem is, we got to get there. If he loses this fight, it kills the GOAT status, it kills the pound for pound status, and it also kind of kills light heavyweight because I will expect an immediate title rematch as opposed to Pereira then dropping to 185. That's very doubtful. I think more than likely the UFC is going to rebook these two as soon as possible, ASAP. And now Ankalaev goes out and beats Rakic. Shit, he might need another win. He's going to be sitting on the sidelines forever. So a worst case scenario with Rountree getting a knockout win and becoming champion, it's a possibility Saturday, but the betting lines tell you it's very unlikely. And I'll tell you too, Alex Pereira is significantly better at striking than Khalil. He's significantly better with his hands than Khalil. Khalil was getting punched in the face by Anthony Smith. And now he's going to knock out Pereira? Stop it. Stop it. Too many hopers throughout the comments and throughout the MMA community. There's like a small percentage of Khalil Rountree cultists that actually have faith in him knocking out the dominant Alex Pereira. Now, you can say Alex Pereira hasn't proven himself on the ground. He hasn't proven he's truly the best light heavyweight because he didn't beat Ankalaev, this, and that. But I'll tell you something. He's beaten guys that are pretty damn good, like a Yuri Prochazka, who I think is a trickier fight than Khalil Rountree for Pereira. And we saw the success Pereira had in both of those fights, but especially in the damn rematch. Khalil Rountree doesn't have much of a chance. And I think that anybody who's confidently picking Rountree is lying to you. The only way he wins is a fluke KO. Rountree sleeping Alex Pereira, I promise you, is a worst case scenario, not only for the damn light heavyweight division, but for the legacy of Alex Pereira, especially that legacy. But shit, I'm telling you something. If Rountree wins, they're doing the rematch. So expect that division held up for a few months, to say the least. I know Pereira is like the most active champ, but if he goes and gets knocked out, he's going to need a bit more of a longer layoff than usual, and then he's going to be running it back with Khalil. Yeah, let's hope not. Next one we got. Dolidze lays in praise on Holland. Oh my gosh. The sad truth about this one is it is a very likely outcome. And I'm sorry to say that. I know some of you guys' ears are stinging as I say that. Kevin Holland has a super fan-friendly striking style, and he actually has underrated jiu-jitsu. He's a loved fighter, and he's absolutely a fan favorite. And he's got a relatively aggressive approach normally, and I think at middleweight, he has legit KO power more so than he does at 170 pounds, which I expect as a weapon in this fight against the clunky Dolidze, whose striking is pretty ass. He seems to punch people hard in the face somehow with these wild looping shots, but there's not much technique to it. Dolidze's bread and butter of his game is that grappling base. He's not an elite caliber wrestler, but he is strong as a freaking ox. And the worry is, and we've seen it in the past with Kevin Holland, that he's laid flat on his back and he's controlled and he's neutralized. And we see Dolidze hold half guard, hold full guard, pepper shots, and win an absolute snooze fest. I don't think it's likely that Dolidze runs over Kevin Holland on the ground and locks up a sub, but there is a realistic outcome between these two, which favors Roman Dolidze hitting key takedowns and simply controlling position while not really doing any damage, and definitely starting the damn pay-per-view off with a dud. That's not a good thing. That's not what I want at Salt Lake City. I'm going to tell you this though. Salt Lake City's high elevation. Dolidze's got some big muscles. There's more of a chance of Dolidze gassed through the second round, maybe even that 6.5 minute mark if he goes hard in round one. And then Kevin Holland with the more skinny frame starts having success with his punches and finds some kill shots and hopefully gets a sick knockout of Dolidze. This is a best case scenario, Kevin Holland knockout of the damn night, because I would love to see Dolidze finally slept. Dolidze never looks good. He somehow is just incredibly mediocre enough to compete with top-level guys. I mean, he went 5 rounds with Imavov. He went the distance with Vettori in a close fight. But, like, I don't think he's that good. I know he beat Anthony Smith last time, but, yo, it's the corpse of Anthony Smith. It's Anthony Smith in 2024, okay? If you would have beat Anthony Smith maybe in 2019, different conversation we're having about this Kevin Holland fight. Anthony Smith at this point is just falling over as you shove him, as opposed to even having to double leg him. Kevin Holland's going to be hungry as hell for a win. He's looking to keep some momentum going in his favor. I mean, I think that Holland still is arguably one of the most popular guys outside of the top 10 in any weight class. And I really believe Kevin Holland getting a knockout over Dolidze skyrockets his stock and puts him in a dope fight. And I'm going to say a dope fight that I think could be next for Kevin Holland. Not saying it's likely, but it could be next. How about Kevin Holland, Paulo Costa? That'd be a weird fight. I'd want to see the awkwardness of that because Costa, big, muscle-bound, brawling pressure versus Kevin Holland, the skinny boxer who's definitely got slick hands, but very live to get out-muscled in that fight too, to be honest. To be fair, there's a realistic outcome of what I'm saying is a worst-case scenario, lay and pray, actually being the result. But please, MMA gods, and we'll do a prayer together, guys. Please, MMA gods, don't let us live in the universe, okay? In the reality, in the dimension where Kevin Holland is laid on and held down by Roman mid-Dolidze. Please, no. I don't want Dud Dolidze taking home a W over a fan favorite, my guy Kevin Holland. No. We're hoping for and we're praying for. We're going to say it in the positive. Kevin Holland by knockout. I hope you're at home saying it with me. We'll do it on 3. 3, 2, 1. Kevin Holland by knockout. And let's make it happen. It's going down. Holland's getting the KO. Fuck this shit. No worst case scenario coming through. Let's keep going. Next one. This one, holy, I want to walk away. I'm getting off. This one will hurt me. This one will hurt my soul. I think that all of these worst case scenarios might be like my most passionate worst case scenarios of 2024. If Mario freaking Bautista clinch fucks my guy, Jose Aldo, I'm out. I'm not watching MMA. We're done. It's over. It's literally over. He's going to retire Jose Aldo in the most boring fashion ever. Merab missed like 16 takedowns against Aldo, but he won a decision. Mario Bautista is going to be spending pretty much all of his time doing film study, rewatching that fight with Merab and saying, okay, how can I hold him against the cage and win a boring ass decision? That is the most likely result if Bautista is to win. Absolute snooze fest. Get your pillow ready. You're not going to get to see the legendary kickboxing of Jose Aldo. We're not going to get to see that absolutely savage Muay Thai, the flow and the striking that all of us believe it's a pleasure. Actually, we don't believe it. We know for a fact. We have 1000% certainty evidence that will state Jose Aldo's striking is a beauty to watch. Jose Aldo's a menace on the feet. He's clean as they come with his damn Muay Thai skills. And I want to see slick striking, big knees on the inside, heavy leg kicks. Not to the calf, because Aldo don't really like the calf kick, but maybe a little bit to the upper thigh. Chop at Bautista a tad. But I definitely think Aldo has a 10 out of 10 striking edge over Mario Bautista. The only facet of the game Bautista has on him is offensive wrestling pressure. I don't think that Mario Bautista can take Jose Aldo down. Aldo has some of, if not the best, takedown defense in MMA, specifically for a kickboxer. Jose Aldo's balance out of this world. And to see him flattened out, laid on his back, I'm telling you, it's like seeing, I don't know, pigs flying and shit. I don't think that's what's going to happen. If Bautista is to win, that's why I put this clinch fucks. There's no way he's laying and praying Aldo like Dolidze might do Holland. And there's no way Bautista is touching that Aldo chin 0%. But there is a terrifying reality. And again, we're fingers crossing tightly. Be superstitious, knocking on wood. Please, MMA gods, please, don't let us live in this damn reality. We want to see Jose Aldo look sensational. We want Jose to continue his run back to the top. I'm praying for it. We need it. Please, please. Jose Aldo's going to win the fight. Jose's going to stop some key takedowns. He's going to stop the clinch smothering fuckfest attempts by Bautista. And he's going to touch him up with big shots, neutralize his offense, and take home a massive W on this 38-year-old run to the top. I think Jose Aldo's back in the title picture with the win. At the very least, he's back in a massive fight. And if Sean O'Malley's looking for an opponent, I don't think it's horrible to matchmake O'Malley Aldo if O'Malley's not getting the next title shot when he returns. So please, Bautista clinch fucking Aldo. Let's hope this is just a terrifying nightmare and not the world we're living in. Not our reality. No, Jose Aldo for the W. Next one. Ketlen Vierra upsets Kayla Harrison. This will simply suck because the women's bantamweight division since the retirement of Amanda Nunes sucks. It sucks. The division sucks now. There's no hype around it. We'll talk about the next damn worst case scenario, which involves the women's bantamweight title that many of us are not very intrigued by. Kayla Harrison's the last hope, man. We need something special at bantamweight. If Vierra wins, okay, she might fight for the belt next. Or what, Macy Chiasson's up for the title? What the fuck is happening? What has happened? Ronda Rousey ruled this weight class, and MMA fans were glued to the screen watching women's bantamweight. Holly Holm at the top, people were interested still. Even when Miesha Tate beat her, it was like, oh, Miesha's the champ. This is dope. And then when Nunes came and destroyed, everybody tuned in. Everybody loved watching a Nunes fight. Hardcores, casuals alike, all have mad love and respect for Amanda Nunes. And right now, there's no love for the top of this women's bantamweight division. But there is one hope. The last hope is Kayla Harrison. Kayla Harrison needs to win this fight. No matter what the outcome of a Vierra win, whether it's a first-round knockout, a split decision, or a damn disqualification, all are tragic because Kayla Harrison needs to be next in line to save this weight class and maybe, just maybe, draw Amanda Nunes back to MMA for one last go against a girl who arguably has a tough style for her. I don't think Ketlen Vieira is the one to end Kayla Harrison's run. Okay? Kayla Harrison is a damn savage. In the clinch, she's a menace. On the ground, she's the damn doctor of death. In the striking, she's okay. Ketlen Vieira's Muay Thai is decent, though. So I got to respect Vieira from striking on the outside. But I promise you, Kayla Harrison's going to close that gap on her and absolutely body her. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. Vieira with the upset. This is not a reality we're living in. Minus 900, the favorite line for Kayla Harrison, too. This is a line I'm agreeing with. I get it. It's chalky as hell. But no way Judo Kayla is taking it home. Or excuse me, is not taking it home, getting sent home against Ketlen Vieira. This can't be the case, man. Right now, it's seeming that Kayla Harrison is the only hope for fan interest in this damn women's bantamweight division. And I think she has a lot of star power. She's like a more likable Ronda Rousey. But she's the damn last hope for this division. If not, my God, close the door on women's bantamweight. The UFC might decide to cut it, just like they did with damn women's featherweight. There might be no interest at all. They're going to have women's bantamweight fights at the damn Apex in the co-main event at this point. So hopefully, Kayla Harrison gets a W and justice is served, and we have some balance in the women's bantamweight division once again. And let's get to our final of the worst case scenarios. Pena versus Pennington sucks. Simply put, that's all it is. It sucks. If the fight sucks, I'm going to be really sad. Because there's not a lot of fan interest. There's not a lot of fan excitement. I am one of the weirdo fans that is kind of excited for it simply because I watched them compete on The Ultimate Fighter years ago. And the storyline is compelling all these years later. And now Pennington has the title. She fights Pena, who she believes she should have fought on that damn Ultimate Fighter finale season, which Jessica Rakoczy, remember Jessica Rakoczy? No, you don't. She retired 1-5 as a pro. She actually was the finalist that fought Pena. Insane. But that's a story for another day. I don't necessarily think the result matters that much. I will say if Pena wins and Harrison wins, we have a much more compelling pre-fight shit talk between the two ladies than if Pennington wins and then fights Kayla. But either way, I think it's fine. And Kayla Harrison being the, heir to the throne, who's probably going to take the belt from either one of them, next up, 1,000% with the win. So simply put, I just don't want the outcome of this fight to be trash. I don't want it to be boring. I don't want it to be clinch fest, hug, takedown, little control. They get up, not much striking exchanges. Something that has to be said about Pena, regardless of the lack of technique at times, she's an absolute pit bull. She's an in-your-face pressure style with a good wrestling base who's got a knack at making fights fun. Pennington on the other side, she had a decent fight with Bueno Silva. She's real clean. She's got more striking tools than Pena, even though I think Pena's got the grit advantage over her. Pennington's also pretty gritty, though, so maybe I'm taking that back. I'm walking that a few steps back. Either way, result here doesn't matter. What will suck is if the co-main event of UFC 307 sucks, and we have a boring-ass fight on the main card. If this fight is an all-time classic, and there's a fucking chance that this is going to be an absolute banging ladies fight, it also does justice for the division, and it does justice for the next title fight, which hopefully is Kayla Harrison versus the Pena-Pennington winner. The fight sucking, though, that's the true worst case scenario because my expectation is it's actually going to be a pretty good fight. And even though nobody's interested in it pre-fight, as it's happening and after the fact, we say, wow, we really enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. And I'm hoping that it doesn't suck because, damn, that's a worst case scenario. If all of these happen, there's probably no reason to watch the UFC anymore. We're going to have to stop watching. We're going to have to cover something else. I don't know. I'll have to do, bare knuckle experts or something. We're going to have to jump ship. We're going to have to leave the sport because I don't know what's going to be left for me. My heart's going to be gone. I'm going to lose it. My heart's going down to my asshole. I don't know. It's getting ripped out of my damn chest and eaten by the demonic MMA demons. I don't know. There's something happening. There's like a demonic possession of the MMA gods. They've been overtaken by the damn MMA devil. We can't have that happen. We need things to go right. Prayers, guys, that all 5 of these are just fluky pipe dreams or pipe nightmares that don't happen. But I have a bad feeling one of these, at the very least, is going to come through. A really bad feeling. And I'm hoping that I'm wrong on that. Hope you guys enjoyed this week's worst case scenario UFC 307 video. If you've never seen this series, it's honestly one of my favorites. I do it for all the pay-per-views. So make sure you smash that like button. And if you're new, subscribe and let me know in the comments what you think of my worst case scenarios. And maybe you have something worse. Drop that in the comments too. I want to hear from you. Love you guys. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.